For the Players, the pop culturist PlayStation podcast is fueled by the Man Shake. I lost 30 kilos in 10 months using this meal replacement shake. If you want to support the show and max in my weight loss journey, or to even start your own, click the link in the description below. The Man Shake. Real blokes, real results.
For the Players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And this is For the Players, the pop culturist PlayStation podcast. Over 40 years of playing PlayStation and 8+ years in that games media combined. I'd like to thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you'd like to take part in future conversations with us, come and check out our socials. Facebook, Discord, Instagram, and Twitter. All of those links can be found in the description below.
If you want to join us as the conversation happens, head over to twitch.tv/thepopcultures, where you can watch us record this show live, where you can jump in the chat and become part of the show. If you want to support the show, you can. Tell your friends, tell your family about this PlayStation pod. If you are listening on podcast services, give us a 5-star rating and a written review. If you are on YouTube, sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I endeavor to answer every single comment. And if you want to support us financially, you can at patreon.com/thepopcultures, as well as our merchandise store, popcultures.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. Speaking of shirts, Max, I've had a very tough day trying to buy shirts. For those who don't know, AEW, they had the episode of AEW Rampage today with the return of CM Punk. And just like the bandwagon rider that I am like, I want that fucking shirt. And it's just not there. I can't buy it. I just can't buy it. I just can't buy it. It's killing me. I want it so bad. But no, it was a marvelous day in professional wrestling. CM Punk returning to a wrestling promotion in 7 years. It has been, it's working. Oh, fuck me. All right. Max, take the cover for a sec. Take the wheel.
All right. Well, I'll tell you a bit about my week and how absolutely horrendous this week has been for me after your, like, I'm super stoked CM Punk. Woo! So, as I alluded to last week, my land was supposed to settle this week. So for those playing at home, it was due to settle on Wednesday.
Yes.
On Monday, the bank, I got an email from my broker saying, "Hey, I need you to fill out some documents. The bank wasn't happy with one of the things. Can you get them witnessed, signed, and back to me by 5 p.m. so I can get them to the bank before then?" Mm-hmm. I get told this at 3:30 in the afternoon. So Ali leaves work. We sign all the stuff. We run down to the post office. We get it witnessed, get it signed, get it back to him. Cool. Everything's laughing. No worries. Wednesday morning rolls around. So settlement was at 1 p.m. We get told at 11 a.m. So 2 hours prior to settlement. Yeah, your settlement's not going to go through because you need to provide your tax income statement from the ATO for this financial year. Well, we haven't done our tax returns yet.
Okay.
The bank's not going to do settlement until we get our tax returns back.
Since when is that a thing?
So Ali and I were lucky enough to get to be part of one of the government subsidies where they cover our lender's mortgage insurance. So it's going to save us about $18,000. The issue is we didn't settle in time because the bank wasn't willing to do settlement without these documents.
Yeah.
So we're now getting charged interest every day. We're late for settlement, so that's fun. We have to pay extra solicitor fees for their side. That's fun. And we've just been told that if our statements don't come back within 2 weeks, they're going to cancel the contract and we're going to lose everything, including the 10% deposit that we had to pay on our land. So it has been an absolute fucking shit week. And we're just sitting here going, don't get me wrong. The bank has had all our details for the last 3 weeks, and they left it to literally the day of to tell us this.
That is ball bags, man. I'm so sorry.
So we're just sitting here hoping that our tax returns come back in. Because as soon as that happens, settlement can go ahead. But until that time, we're kind of in this fucking weird limbo of shit. So that's been my week.
Damn, that's fucking ball bags.
Yeah, it's been really rough.
That sucks. That sucks so hard.
Yeah. It's just it's so shitty. Like, it's gonna cost us maybe $1,000 total if settlement happens late. Like, that's not the issue. Like, we're still gonna come out ahead because of, we're essentially getting $18,000 free.
Yeah.
But it's annoying that they couldn't have realized this earlier. Like, why?
Like, yeah, there's plenty. Like, there really has been more than enough time.
Like, literally last minute. Fuck this.
That's so shit.
So yeah, it's been a terrible week for me.
Well, has there been any silver lining to the week? Has there been something that is good?
No. After all that, my DualSense controller broke, so that was fun.
Right.
Yeah. On Thursday, Ali got to work and she's like, "Hey Max, your one of your monitors isn't working. I can't change the input. Nothing's showing up." I'm like, "Oh, wonderful. Come on, let's keep the good news rolling."
That's 3 though. It can't get any worse. Like, can it?
The monitor has resurrected itself, so I turned it off for an entire day and it's come back to life. So that's fine. But it has been just the shittest week. I've barely slept. My stress and anxiety levels have just been through the roof. I'm just like, and now with this, for those playing at home, we're in regional Victoria. Regional Victoria went back into lockdown as of 1 p.m. today. So it's just, apparently just hasn't stopped.
Lockdown 7, ladies and
6.5.
gents. 6.57.
We never really got out of 6.
Yeah, it's 6 and a bit. Welcome to lockdown 6 and a bit. It's
6 plus 1.
But it is technically 7 for regional because we did get out of that brutal last lockdown, so it is 7 for us.
Semi. I mean, like,
it's the fate of the lockdown at this point. It's fucked.
It's 6 plus.
Yeah. It's the 6 Pro.
It's the 6 Pro.
6 Max.
Lockdown 6 Pro. The Enterprise edition.
Yeah, but no, look, my week has certainly not been that bad.
Well, I'm glad that your week has not been that bad.
Well, as I alluded to last week, I talked about how my site coordinator, it's just kind of up and left last week. She's went, "Nah, I'm gonna go on mat leave like fucking 7 weeks early," and I was like, "Oh shit, cool, all right, mad." So then all those responsibilities have been put onto me, which is cool because that's part of what I wanted. My original goal at the start of the year was to be site coordinator, but I was hoping there would be at least be some sort of handover, some sort of transition of what needed to be done. But she kind of just did one of these and then left. So it's been fun, me trying to suss out it all on the cuff as I go. Like, I have to look at her calendar and be like, huh. What the fuck was that? What was that appointment that you had?
Has she booked all of her appointments for like March 31st, thinking that March 31st doesn't exist?
No, she didn't go to the Parks and Rec route. But like, it just says catch up at like 11 o'clock on a Tuesday. I'm like, with who? What about? Fuck.
Where?
Yeah, where? I presume it's here. So that's been an experience. And then of course now on the back of that, I have to like fucking get all these lockdown shit prep as well, which is, it's cool. It is very much a bit of a careful what you wish for. I'm like, I want this role, and then I get it. I'm like, but I wasn't like, we redesigned the system so I don't have to do this role anymore. I'm like, fuck.
You monkey pawed the wish, did you?
Sorry, I just have to drink water. So as I mentioned, I think I may have mentioned last week before, like we completely redesigned the business model, right, for Gamer, my day job. So for those who don't know, my day job is I work in the disability support service or mental health support services, more specifically, where I use video games as a form of therapy. So we've completely restructured the whole department. And then, so the idea is that, we would have her do it for the next 7 weeks. She would go on mat leave, mint. And that gave me nothing but time to assist with the transition to the new system, right? To the new structure. Nah. So now I'm going to spend the next couple of weeks trying to do daily operations while playing for the future, while still facilitating sessions, while still studying. It's going to be an intense couple of weeks. And I'm already tired. I've been tired all week. However, so what I've done in terms of like actually doing anything productive, I come home from work and I eat my dinner, I chill with the kid, I come in here and I sit down, and friend of the show, Craig, the Mullet Show in chat, he and I have been rewatching Sons of Anarchy. He's never seen it. It's one of my favorite series ever. I love it. But I also forgot how intensely heart-wrenching that show is. Like, just there are moments where it's great character drama the whole way through, but then it just cranks your fucking guts out. It just cranks your heart out of your chest. And it's just like, why'd I agree to watch this again? I'm feeling feelings, man. I want to escape the day. So like last week before we started, rootin' tootin' cowboy shooting in Red Dead, now we're just like watching this intense drama, which has been fun. But it's a really good show. It's a very, very good show. And now that we can't go anywhere or do anything, I guess we're just watching more Sons of Anarchy. Get excited. But in that time, if we're not doing that, instead we'll be playing games. Max, what have you been playing this week?
Bugger all. So I've played a crap load of Destiny. So this is the last week of their season of the Splicer, ahead of their big showcase next week. I think it's on the 24th or 25th for us in Australia. They're going to show off what's coming in the future with their big the Witch Queen reveal, and they're going to also reveal what the next season is, which starts next week. Unfortunately, I have a feeling that this season is supposed to run for the next 6 months until the next expansion comes out. So I have a feeling that it's going to have a horrible lack of content. So it'll be interesting to see what comes from that. Other than that, I've been playing Hades. Hades is still absolutely fantastic.
I'm gonna have to cut in here, man. Hades fucking rocks. It is so good. So good.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. I did not pick it as a betting game.
Because really, it isn't. I neither have the skill or the resilience for games like this. Like, that's what the problem that I had with Returnal. Returnal just continued to kick the living shit out of me. However, with Hades, there is something about it that is actually really endearing, and there is a reward system in it that I'm finding that even though it is the roguelike, it isn't as soul-crushing as Returnal. If that makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
So with this, because when you go out and then you collect things and you come back and then like you can use those things to those like collectibles to upgrade stuff, and there's always a constant narrative, right? Where with Returnal, using a recent example of a roguelike game, is as you step forward, like the story felt like it was never progressing, ever. Where every time I die and I come back and I talk to these other gods, there feels like there is constant progression. So even by dying, I'm not being mistreated.
So when you said it's less soul crushing, do you find that it's less soul crushing purely because there's 6 weapons in Hades versus the multitude of weapons in Returnal, but you can pick what your run is going to be before you start?
Potentially. Look, I think
so
the
for Hades,
helps.
you can be like, I'm really good with the sword, therefore I'm going to use the sword again because that's how I've gotten the furthest I've gotten.
I think that
Whereas
helps,
in Returnal, it's like you kind of just have to roll with what the game gives you, and sometimes it gives you hot trash, and you just have to deal with that.
Like, there is still RNG in terms of the boons, but aside from that, like, at least I know that the base weapon that I have chosen, I can still do well with, you know what I'm saying? Like, I picked the spear because I like the range, I like the throw and the pullback. So you get one attack and you get a second one on the backstab on the return, which is really nice. To me, it kind of ticks a lot of enjoyment boxes, and the runs feel like not as demanding. So like, so I'm currently hit Elysium, which is the 3rd tier. I can get to the final boss, which is the Minotaur. And he just decimates me at the moment. But, like, I'm doing my best to, like, dodge him and get better at him. But it is, like, it's fun. The only thing that confused me the most was how like you have to take the bosses on every time. Saying that though, every time I now go to fight the Fury, it feels easier now that I've done it. That makes sense.
It does change up.
Yeah.
Like the boss fights do change as you progress, which is why you fight them multiple times. You also get specific items for upgrading your weapons during the boss fights, which is again why you fight them multiple times. Like for instance, there's 3 Furies in total that you can fight. That ridiculous Bone Hydra from the second one changes from time to time. I actually really enjoy that boss fight, despite the fact that that area as a whole sucks because you just die from lava constantly if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I kind of dash off and go, and then go like pull back in.
But the bosses are so they're so well designed that they're difficult but not overly punishing. There still is a pattern to them. Once you figure that out, you can kind of, you know, play that risk reward game of now's my chance to go in. I know when I have to get out. It's a really well thought out design for those fights.
And like the characters feel really, really cool. They all feel distinctly unique. The voice acting is it's tremendous. Like, so another thing I'll talk about in a minute as well. I picked up a new headset this week, and so I've been playing it with the headset, and like they are coming through just like smooth as butter. It's like some fucking ASMR shit for my ear holes. Like as I'm just hearing all these incredibly smooth vocal deliveries, it's like melting my brain. And then you look and everyone's reasonably attractive in the drawings, but like fuck me. It's insane. It is that it's really, really, really good. I do hope that I can get the completion run. I am a lot more hopeful that I'm able to get to the end of this right than I was Returnal. This seems way more achievable for me. Like whether it be just aesthetically, like it's more pleasing, therefore I'm enjoying it. Like I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what part of it that I'm liking better, but Magic Cast, Shane in the chat, everyone is hot. Everyone is hot. If you hadn't considered your sexuality before, this game will do it. Oh, fuck. Apparently there's a very similar game called Boyfriend Dungeon or something, so if you were unsure before, that'll pretty much nail it down for you. But it's very, very, very good. Very, very good.
A kid in the chat wants to know what headset you got.
Oh, there we go. So the headset that I did pick up this week was the SteelSeries Arctis 7P. So I've been wanting to get these for like a good hunk of time because I've always heard nothing but goodness about the SteelSeries headphones, especially the Arctis 7s. And I found this on Amazon actually for like $150 less if I bought it from the US. And I was like, okay, sure. So my tax return came in and I was like, ooh, okay. Oh, I'm now going to buy something I shouldn't. So I did. So I do like its design. I will have a full review in the coming future. So like I said, this was completely bought by me. No requests, no review, whatever. I did ask SteelSeries and they were like, no, we don't have any. I'm like, no worries, I'll buy it myself. Bye. And then I went and did it. But no, like it's...
That'll show them.
That'll show them. But no, it's cool. I love the big metal headbands. Because I will be comparing it to the likes of the AT20s. I'm listening to the MX50s, as well as the 3D pulses, which are fucking trash. So yeah, like there's a lot of really cool things. It's like I don't want to go too deep because the review will come. It's well built. It sounds tremendous. There is a bit of software that comes with it that allows you to like go in and actually fuck with the EQs of it, so you can kind of make it exactly what you want, which I cannot praise enough. You know what I mean? Like be able to go in there and just tweak the different the hertzes and stuff, and like because one thing I tend to find with most gaming headsets is they are very bass heavy by design because that's what works in gunfights and stuff like that. But it really kind of muddies out everything else. Where there is a clarity that I found in the short time that I've been using the SteelSeries. And the foams are cool. I like the foams. The foams is nice. And the headphone, I haven't tried the microphone out too much yet, but I imagine it is instantly better than the Pulse. So more thoughts on that in the coming weeks And I'll probably make a little separate video for it as well. Demonic66 in the chat. Hey man, how you doing? He says the SteelSeries products have been selling out at his workplace, at their workplace, sorry, in this lockdown. Makes sense. Everyone wants headsets and stuff now. Actually, what also inspired me was my wife got a bunch of money from her workplace to buy new gear. So she's like, I don't know, what can I get? So she bought a SteelSeries, like an Arctis 1, I think, a wired one for a computer desk. She's saying good things about it. So, you know, it's I was like, oh, well, maybe SteelSeries.
I mean, I'm still rocking my Astro A50s that I've had for like 5 years now.
Did you know? Because you can buy that dongaroo at JB now.
I mean, they work perfectly fine as just a USB headset in well. I just don't run it through. It's actually good because I've got it set up optical through my PC now.
Oh, nice.
So the optical port's through my PC, USB through PS5, so I can have audio running from both at the same time.
Yeah, that makes my brain just hurt. That's too much stimulus.
So I can have like Spotify running on.
But so I have who mentioned this? So Kumquat in the chat mentioned music as well. So I did play some music through it as well, through Spotify, just kind of jamming with it, and it's tight. It's very tight. Anything else you've been checking out this week?
I played 12 minutes for a little bit last night. That's
about 12 minutes?
One of the new Annapurna game. No, about half an hour. So that's the new Annapurna game with McAvoy, William Dafoe, and Daisy Ridley.
That's a fucking cast, isn't it?
Yeah, so it seems to be this essentially a point-and-click adventure game. It's pretty cool. Not very deep into it. Kind of barely touched the surface. And the other thing I've been playing is the Diablo 2 Resurrection beta, because that's currently an open beta as of 3 a.m. this morning at time of recording.
Yeah, so I downloaded that because my wife, she doesn't game a whole lot, but one of the games that she loves with like all her heart is Diablo 2. So I went to download it last week, but obviously it was a closed beta. Like, oh, dang.
Tell her to hit me up. It's 8-player co-op multiplayer.
Oh, shit. Well, I'll get her to add you as a bro, and then you guys can play together.
So I played it both on PlayStation 5 and PC. So, because I'm a moron, I originally thought it was cross-play. Turns out it's not. It's cross-progression. So I played for a bit on PlayStation 5, and my mates were like, oh, we got it on PC. Why don't you come play? And I'm like, all right, well, I'll download it. It took me like 30 minutes. Jumped across. Instantaneously, my character's just there, ready to go. I'm like, sweet. Awesome. Go. Boot up. Nothing, no issues. Obviously, my Battle.net account is linked across all my platforms of choice, so that makes it easier. But yeah, it was just straight in. Game runs fine. It does look significantly better than it used to. I love the fact that you can hit a button and it basically like just straight up goes into old school mode. So your screen shrinks in. It goes to that 4:3 aspect ratio. It looks like crap for a while. And then you hit the button again. It just goes back into kind of like and goes back into widescreen. Looks pretty again.
Just reminds you like it's like there's that toggle button in Halo Combat Evolved when they redid it. You press it and you're like, oh god, I remember it being this hideous.
No, I distinctively remember it looking that shit. It's like, oh, I remember this. Nice. But other than that, no, I haven't been playing much.
So one thing I did jump into for a short window of time, I haven't spent a lot of time in it, is Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. So we should specify that a code was provided to us by PlayStation Australia. So Max, you're just going to buy it.
I did. I bought it yesterday.
Max bought the upgrade pack.
After spending about 45 minutes trying to work out which edition I had to buy.
Yeah, oh my god. So, side note, Max and I had this massive conversation. We're like, wait, which versions do you have to buy? Because it was the day of, and there was just, we were looking through articles and like, this should be simple. Why is this not being simple? It felt so unnecessarily convoluted. And only because they didn't upload the PS4 to PS5 upgrade on the store straight away was the answer.
So the other thing is, friend of the show, Noodle, he doesn't own it digitally. He owns it on disc. And it turns out the upgrade doesn't exist in the store unless you've got the disc in your console to verify that
like a DRM
you own
check.
the game. Yeah.
That's weird.
So he had a real hard time trying to find it because his disc wasn't inserted in the console at the time.
That's bad.
Which is also a bizarre system.
Okay, look, like I said, I distinctly remember giving smart delivery shit. I take it all back. I take it so back. Because this is dumb. This is so dumb. Like, I understand that, like, it's a different SKU and all that sort of stuff, but, like, for fuck's sake, why is this not easier?
Oh, there is one more thing that I know I've checked out. I don't know if you have, but
I was going to touch on Tsushima, though. I was going to touch it before you jump into that.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I thought you'd finished.
No. So Tsushima is, as I've only put, like, a little bit of time in, I just wanted to go in there and give it a quick check. It looks fucking insane. It looks so good. Like, yes, it did look good on PS4. Like, I remember playing it on the Pro, but, like, just booting it up and watching that opening cinematic and a little bit of the first area of gameplay, like, it's now running at 60 frames because I played it pre all that patches on Pro. So, yeah, like, it's running smooth as shit. It is so crisp and sharp. It looks fantastic. Like, there is just, like, this extra level of polish almost. Like, even just how, if you looked at in the opening cinematic, like, Jin's arm shoulder pad looking thing, it just looks almost real, like, unquestionably real. Boot time, insane. You press X and it's at that main menu almost instantaneously. So, there were already ridiculously good load times on the PS4, but now on the PS5, it's actually even better again. Then on top of that, the haptic feedback, the rumbaroo within the controller is ridiculous. Like, just the opening title cards, PlayStation Studio, I'm like, ooh, like, it just gives me good feelings. Like, footsteps have this kind of crunch rumble to them. Like, whew. Now, mind you, it doesn't make me like Samurai anymore. I'm probably not going to finish the game still. But, like, at least here, I'm like, I can see that there are upgrades here that feel good. We haven't touched the Iki Island stuff yet, so we can't say whether that is of any value. Apparently, it's like 4 hours or so extra. For those,
there's monkeys.
There's monkeys. There's kitty cats, and you can feed them and pat them. So for those that like patting random animals in a game, yeah, thumbs up. Look, I don't know whether the upgrades are entirely worth the $1 dues, because as you said, it's like it was like $45 Australian.
$45 to upgrade from the PS4 to the PS5 Digital's Director's Cut.
Yeah, and that gives you the Iki plus all the additional PS5 updates. It would depend on how much you love the game, I guess, and how much you want to play it. Like, granted, like the praise that I'm giving it does come from that place of privilege where we did receive a code, so I can look at it and be like, wow, this is really, really cool. I think this is, it's a pretty good upgrade. But if you have already paid $100 and something when the game came out, and you're now paying $50 extra, which for some games is the cost that you buy for picking it up on day one.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out. To just buy it straight up on PS5 was $115.
Yeah, so
it works out more expensive.
Yeah, so so if you paid it for $109 back in the day, which is RRP, then you have to now pay an extra $50 again. Now, so therefore that seems a little bit fucked.
It's a hard argument when a lot of the other companies are offering their upgrades for free. Now, granted, not all of those upgrades come with extra DLC included, but it is. That is the argument of, why are some groups doing it for free when others aren't?
And, like, I understand Sony's essentially wanting to say, hey, this is worth your money. What you are getting is actually of value. Because they are, like, in the whole idea of the director's cut, or even the $10 extra on their games, US $10 or $20 here for Australian, is the idea that they're trying to demonstrate value. Right? Like, these are worth the money. The reason you have to pay extra is because they are good. And that same kind of, arrogance, I guess, that the PS3 sort of had. I hate using that example, but the idea of, you want to get a second job to pay for this PS3. It does have that level of, they're trying to sound like they have prestige and, like, value for money, but it kind of doesn't feel that way for me. But we'll wait and see. We'll spend some more time with Ghost of Tsushima, and see see how it goes. Very similar. There was a comment in the chat. It's gone now, so I can't see who said it. But there was like the idea that the first island was a bit repetitive and kind of just lost on there a little bit, which I did. Mind you, I made the mistake of trying to clear the whole first island before I made my way onto the second one. So I may have just burnt myself out rather than running the main storyline. So I guess that's my fault, really.
I only played the multiplayer.
Yeah, you're in love with the multiplayer. So there's that.
Yeah, but the last game I was alluding to before, I don't know if you checked it out, but thank you to Bandai Australia, we got a couple of days early access to the Tales of Arise demo that is now live for everyone to play.
Yeah, so I have it installed because I remember seeing somewhere they're like, this Trials of Arise game has farming, and I'm like, okay then. So when that email came through saying, hey, here's the code for the demo, everyone check it out early, I was like, there's farming.
I played it for about 10 minutes. The game looks really, really good.
Did you get farming in 10 minutes?
I have not gotten farming.
Fuck! I was hoping to get it done like real quick.
I farmed some XP on some monsters, but I definitely did not farm.
Yeah. Oh, the chat's reminding me that it's a weeb game first. That's true. It is. Like I said, I was sold on the fucking farming, and then I installed it on the console, and then I saw the picture and I went, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So you're spot on, absolutely spot on. But yeah, I will give that a bill too. Like I said, we're in fucking lockdown. What else are we gonna do? Well, I've got to work every day. But other than that, what the fuck else am I gonna do? All right, that's enough of what we've been playing. Let's get into the section we call our Get Less Fat Update, where we tell you about how we are going on our weight loss journey. For those who don't know, in 2020, I started a weight loss journey using a product called the Man Shake. It's a meal replacement shake that I used to lose over 35 kilos. In 2021, Max joined me on that journey, and he has lost the better part of, what, 12 kilos? Roundabout? Yeah, right about there. That's fine. So, what we do each and every week is we come on here and tell you how our week has been in our journey to keep ourselves accountable and to, just chat about it. Max, how has your Get Less Fat week been?
Like the rest of my week, absolutely shit, because I had a lot of comfort food after the week I had.
And you would need it.
So, yeah, it's been bad. I've been terrible this week. So terrible, in fact, that I refused to get on the scales this week.
Oh, no. No. Look, I'm in a similar boat. I'm still doing the shakes. I'm still doing my Muscle Chef dinners. I did order another one. So I've been doing them probably for about 6 weeks now. And it is helping keeping my weight at a steady sort of 107, 108, down from 142. So like it's keeping in a good window, which I like. And I understand that, like, I know a lot of the guys within the Man Shake group are struggling with all these lockdowns, they're keeping that thing, right? So I was thinking about it. For me, I lost all my weight during the pandemic, right? And part of it is for me because that is the thing that I can control. The outside world is all kinds of fucked right now. And I feel that there are many things that I don't have control over. Like, I can't go see my family. I can't do this. I can't do this. There is someone always around me telling me things I can't do. But one thing I can do is control that. I can control what I'm eating. I can control what I'm putting in my body. I can try control my exercise the absolute best I can. You know, so it does give me a sense of calm within this time to know that I have I can shape something specifically, and whether that be looking at how I'm eating my food, how I'm doing this, how I'm doing that, yeah, there has admittedly been a lot more chocolate consumption recently at the end of my day, but I'm very lucky that I've positioned my day in such a way that I can have some at the end of the night, and it doesn't blow out my calorie deficit. You know, so it has been that balancing act, because I have, like yourself, been using that as a source of comfort. Like last night, we're watching Sons of Anarchy. I was having some Maltesers, and it was I felt really fucking good.
Funny you say that, because we were at the supermarket this morning as the lockdown announced. I'm like, I'm getting fucking Maltesers. I'm having some lockdown Maltesers. Fuck this.
Yeah, lockdown Maltesers was 100% a really, really good. Because Millie, my wife messaged me yesterday. She's like, because I went out for dinner. I caught up with a good friend of the show, Jono Pecker. You know, talked about him last week. The writer of the very well received Trigger Witch. Go check it out if you haven't already. I did see someone in the chat mention that they had finished it before. It was awesome. So we're just catching up, you know, because we hadn't seen each other in a big while. My wife messaged me going, "Hey, it looks like lockdown's happening tomorrow. Can you go to the supermarket?" So I did. I went and I got some standard meats and stuff, because we were due to do our shop today. We shop on Saturdays, and she's like, "We have nothing, and it's gonna get fucked tomorrow." I'm like, "Fine." So I go, and thankfully no one had gone mental yet, so I was able to get everything I needed. And I was like, "Is there anything else I should get?" And at the end of the thing was like, "Maltesers!" And I'm like, "Yep." And then everything felt good for a moment.
Yeah.
But anyways, so if you want to join, if you want to support us on our weight loss journey, or support the show, or maybe even start your own, jump into the link in the description. It is bit.ly/FTP Manshake. You don't have to buy anything. Just go click on the link, have a look, and maybe you'll find some things there that to pique your interest as well. All right, let's get into the section we call Inform the Players. We tell you about what happened this week in PlayStation. Max, what is the thing that kicks off? Because it's been a pretty quiet week.
It's been a pretty quiet week. So the big one for the upcoming week is Gamescom. So Keighley is back with Gamescom Opening Night Live. The showcase returns once more this year, bringing more gaming announcements and reveals to the European event. The Gamescom Opening Night Live does kick off Thursday morning at 4 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for us here locally. You can watch along on all the usual channels, YouTube, Twitch, all that stuff. Keighley has mentioned that the show should run for roughly 2 hours. Keighley hasn't, well, at the time of writing this, Keighley hadn't confirmed any of the games set to feature during Gamescom Opening Night Live 2021. However, he has described the show as, quote, a new look at this holiday's biggest upcoming video games and what lies beyond. Since then, he has made 2 Twitter posts, to my knowledge. One referencing a Lego Star Wars game.
Well, there is that big the Skywalker saga.
Yeah,
which was
so the Lego
last
Star
year,
Wars
so
Skywalker saga will be coming to Opening Night Live. And the other being what looks to be a teaser reveal for a possible remastered Saints Row game.
Or possible rebooted, if you look at the picture.
Oh, reboot, sorry, because the rebooted is what is in the image.
Look, so that is the thing that I want to chat about. All right, because I think there is now is the time for a Saints Row reboot. I think it is a genre that is needed, and seeing is that there is absolutely nothing, like Rockstar are just fucking running on GTA Online right now. They need this kind of thing. A, do you think this is legit? And 2, do you want to see it?
I have never been a big Saints Row guy. I think I've only ever played Saints Row 3, and it purely depends on when they release this game. Because we know that the remasters of GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas are due out at the end of the year.
Allegedly.
We know that Grand Theft Auto 5 for PS5 is coming out November. Where is it going to fit in where GTA is not going to steal its thunder?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, don't get me wrong. There is obviously a hardcore fan base for this game, and I can see why. But when is it going to come out where it doesn't get overshadowed by GTA?
Yeah, look, and I do completely agree with that. I think that is something that they should be considering about when this drops. And I do think it's likely going to drop probably. If they're announcing it now, I'm probably thinking sometime early next year, probably the Q1 or Q2 in 2022, which I think that is far enough for, because like the only way they can get ahead of Grand Theft Auto is if they release it in, say, October, right? With the idea of the GTA 5 remaster for PS5 coming out in mid-November, allegedly, same as these remasters, right? So I'm thinking sometime early next year between January and June, possibly around that April-y window. I'm thinking, I don't know why specifically, but that's the area of the time that I'm thinking. If it is coming.
What does a rebooted Saints Row look like to you?
So this is the thing I want to touch upon as well, right? And this is why I think that Saints Row is important. So when like GTA took a path that was a lot more serious with the likes of GTA 4 and even GTA 5 in terms of its delivery, Saints Row kept going down this super silly avenue, right? Like they understood that style of gameplay, that world was supposed to be dumb. So they then ran with it. Now, almost ran with it too far. Because as you start moving down the line, like Saints Row, I never played Saints Row 1 because it was an Xbox exclusive. Saints Row 2 I played. 3 I played. I never played 4. I did play a little bit of 4. And like Get Out of Hell I touched upon as well. But like that is when it got silly. 3 was that line, and then 4 just went way too far. Because the 4 was essentially supposed to be an expansion for 3, but they just expanded on it a bit more and made it a full release game. Like once they started getting like super powery and stuff, it really kind of lost the mild grounding that they had. Mm-hmm. Like there was a little bit, like it was grounded, but it was silly. So the idea of like, you know, silly weaponry, like dubstep guns and stuff like that, like it was dumb, and I liked it for that. Because I remember there being like distinct camps like GTA or Saints Row, and as I was saying before. With GTA, with Rockstar specifically having no interest in doing any new GTA, there is a market, there is a demand, there is a need. Because if you look at the internet right now, everyone wants GTA 6, which makes sense because everyone loves GTA. But there is a clear demand for a new game within that genre. Because, you know, we're getting second to Skyrim, which we'll get to shortly. GTA 5 has been on 3 generations. It's been remastered, rejiggered, removed to so many places that people are hungry for more. They're hungry for something new. And in terms of this being a reboot, it needs to happen. If they release Saints Row 5, it's not going to go well. So take the things that worked, fuck off the things that didn't, reboot it, give it a new, slick, next-generation feel. Give us the next-generation GTA that Rockstar won't give us. That's what I need it to be.
Yeah.
And a little part of me is quite hopeful.
Yeah.
But look, who knows when it actually will come out, because I guarantee things are just getting delayed. It will just get delayed because things are getting delayed across the board. So we've got a couple here that it looks as if they're getting delayed. So narrative adventure game featuring dinosaurs, high school, goodbye. What was it? Was it? Goodbye Volcano High. There we go. Goodbye Volcano High has now been delayed into 2022. It originally appeared at the big reveal event in September last year for the PS5. And I remember standing there looking at it going, what the fuck is this furry shit? But apparently, developer Co-op wants to avoid crunching in order to hit a launch date this year, and other reasons for this delay is a narrative reboot. Quote, those two factors have delayed our release timeline. So we are making what we're sure is by now an expected announcement. Goodbye Volcano High will be a 2022 title and not a 2021 end quote, a press release reads. It's planned for release on both PlayStation 5 and PS4. The Goodbye Volcano High plot was actually rebooted over a year ago, back in June 2020, apparently, with, quote, what began as a daunting, intimidating change in the middle of production has become a chance to tell a story that we're proud as hell about, alongside a group of people that we trust implicitly with this material. Look, for me, I looked at this and went, oh, that's not a Betson game.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm not overly crushed about this.
No, not at all. But speaking of games that like were in that same showcase, the other one was A Little Devil Inside. Was it A Little Devil Inside? That as well has also been pushed back. Originally slated for July of 2021. Then July came and they never said anything. So then now in August they're like, oh yeah, clearly it's delayed. So fun fact there. But as we're about to hit fucking Gamescom, there was a game that was announced back in 2014, Max. It was called Wild. It too is still delayed. So yeah, at Paris Gamescom in 2015, a gameplay demo was shown. It was the game that allowed you to sort of play like some indigenous Native American inspired feel of a game where you could transport your consciousness into a bunch of different animals and fly around and do run, fly, a bunch of cool things. For the longest time, this has essentially been considered vaporware, as it was meant for PS3, and we're now 2 generations later with absolutely nothing. But we'll wait and see there. So this rumored delay does come courtesy of VentureBeat scribe Jeff Grubb, speaking as part of the latest Giant Bomb podcast. The video is currently behind a paywall, however, but VGC quotes that the alleged industry insider as claiming that the game is dead. He said the project got shut down. The team that was working on it was looking at maybe trying to stay together and work on another project. Makes absolute complete sense. This game has been in the works for now 7 years. We've seen nothing outside of that gameplay demo. That ship is done. Cool concept. Never going to happen. Who was the guy behind it? What was his name?
I mean, tell Ubisoft that about Skull and Bones.
Yeah. Wild game.
That ship has sailed.
Let's see. So allegedly it's been cancelled. Who was behind it? What was his fucking name? Oh, shit. Michael Ansel. Yeah, so Michael Ansel has been involved in quite a number of games, just never saw the light of day. So it's kind of unsurprising for those that follow the industry in that way. So it's a weird situation of, no major loss, I guess. It's a tough one. Well,
going from games that never come out to a game that apparently won't stop. Skyrim is being released again. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Anniversary Edition for both PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 will be releasing on the 11th of November this year.
10 years to the day.
If you already own the special edition on PlayStation 4, this will be a free upgrade, bundling in 3 new pieces of DLC, fishing, survival, and the Saints and Seducers quests. Alongside some visual and technical enhancements, there will then be a charge to gain access to the content of the Anniversary Edition, which will be over 500 Creation Club elements. The technical details of the new PlayStation 5 versions, better resolution, frame rate, and DualSense implementation, for example, are currently unknown.
Max, will you be purchasing / playing Skyrim again?
I think I actually own the Anniversary Edition.
Yeah,
I own the special edition on PS4, so, I mean, free upgrade. But I've played that game a few times now, so...
I mean, I'm with you. I do own the Anniversary or the big fancy pants edition, whatever the PS4 one. But will I play it again? Probably not. Will I buy it again? Yeah, probably.
I mean, you don't have to buy it again. It's a free upgrade.
That's true. Will I get the upgrade? Yeah, I probably will. Like, I'm a bit of a sucker. It's been a while since I've gone into the world of Skyrim. Maybe it's in there because even though I'm not the biggest fan of fantasy, I do quite like the world that Skyrim creates. And there is that sense of, I don't know, just something about it keeps making me going back. And I imagine that's the same for many, many people. Like, I don't go back, but there's enough to maybe go, oh, maybe I should play Skyrim again. Doesn't happen often, but like having it come to PS5 is certainly a good thing. Because when it runs on PC,
because it's on everything else.
that's true. But having it run on PC, like it fucking runs like a beast on PC. It looks great on PC. So there is that part of me that says why not? And with with Elder Scrolls 6 coming out in 2030, they need something in the interim. They really do. So there's that. Hey Matt, hey Max, guess what?
Yeah, I know.
Bets and does the QUICKBITS.
There's a lot.
PlayStation is having a massive sale right now with the 1500. Wait, is it?
Yep.
Is it the winter sale? The winter sale just wrapped.
No, it's their indie sale and some other big fuck off sale.
Well, because I did see the indie sale, because like there's like up to 75% of indie games. I saw some cool things in there, and I was like, damn. As I scrolled through it, it was fucking insane. Lego, yeah, as we mentioned before, Lego Skywalker. Stranger Things is leaving Dead by Daylight on the 17th of November. So Dead by Daylight,
I believe that's 2 years after its release on. So I'm assuming it's a contractual thing. And
so Dead by Daylight being the asymmetrical multiplayer game, and I presume you could play like the Cracker Demon or whatever it was fucking called.
The Demigorgon.
Demigorgon. Thank you very much. Completely different.
Have you not watched Stranger Things?
No.
You should.
No. I should, but I'm not going to. I'm lazy. I watched like 2 episodes and I was like, "This is pretty cool," and then I got distracted. And
we're in lockdown. What else are you gonna do?
Anything else? Look, this is gonna be unrelated. So this week I had my psych appointment for the first time in like yonkers. And I went and I sat down and with the psych and I was like, and she's like, "Hey, so how have you been?" I'm like, I've been well. Like, things have been pretty good. So, but one thing I'm looking at is whether, I have, I think I have ADHD. And then as we start chatting, she's like, yeah, cool. She's on board. She thinks it's possible to go down that pathway. And it makes sense because I never finished TV series. I never finished anything. So like, would you like, why don't you go back and finish it? I'm like, no. It had my interest for that window of time, and I don't think I'll ever go back to it now. I just can't get my brain to want to do it. Just can't do it. So yeah, will I go back? Probably not. I have heard many good things, but just not gonna happen. Fortnite now has an Among Us mode. What?
Yeah, so following Call of Duty's Among Us mode, which sucks, by the way. I played one game of it. It's absolutely atrocious. Fortnite's jumped on the bandwagon.
Wow. Yeah, interesting. Cyberpunk 2077 patch 1.3 is now live, and it comes with DLC as well as a long list of fixes. Mortal Shell, the Virtuous Cycle DLC is free for anyone who owns the base game. Dying Light 2 will also be receiving a showcase at the upcoming Gamescom. Mac, did that get you moist?
So keen.
So moist. Splitgate, which is the weird Halo Portal mix game, open beta has been downloaded by 10 million times, with a full release being delayed indefinitely. However, apparently it's still available in its beta form.
Yeah, so what they've done is they've taken the Fortnite route of, we're going to be patching it and updating it so much. If we leave it in a beta, it's easier to get patches pushed through at a faster date. Basically, they're like, we've got so many people playing the open beta, our servers can't handle the load. This is not coming out of beta.
It's fair.
Because we can't work on the game while we fix our servers.
To crush the hearts and souls of trophy collectors, Train Sim World 2, hot demand game, has the largest trophy list in history, with a total of 328 trophies at launch.
Gonna get that part?
Goddamn no. Like, fuck me. I don't care about trains that much. That's insane. And finally, big announcement this week of the expected next Call of Duty. Call of Duty Vanguard has been revealed. It is coming November 5th. It is Sledgehammer's new one. It is set in World War II, which actually kind of made me super interested in it. But however, Treyarch is making the zombies mode for this release. Matt, so yeah, I watched the trailer and I was like, I don't know. World War II has always interested me way more.
I'm so over World War II first-person shooter games. Battlefield got stuck in that World War I, World War II stuff for so long. COD did it a couple of times. I'm over it. No one wants to play in that time zone. People want to play in either like the near future or now. Like the modern warfare is where it's at. But I also don't play shooting games.
Yeah, we
anymore.
say that like we aren't
play
buying
zombies.
anyways,
I'm
but
really
yes.
annoyed that they're like Treyarch are making the zombies mode and the zombie story will be continuing in Call of Duty Vanguard. Like, no, now I have to get that. Hate it.
Oh, fuck, this is how they get you.
All right, Ryan. Top 10 best-selling PlayStation 4 games for the week ending the 15th of August.
In Australia.
Number 10, we have PGA 2K21, F1 2021. Number 9, F1 2021. Number 8, Sims 4. Number 7, Tokyo Olympics 2020.
Why?
Number 6, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Number 5, Gran Turismo Sport. Number 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Number 3, Far Cry 5. Number 2, Root and Shoot and Cowboys. And number 1, GTA 5.
Fucking hell.
People might want a GTA 6, but they're buying GTA 5 constantly.
And that is why they will never release 6, ladies and gentlemen. Stop buying 5. Stop it. Upcoming releases.
Stop hacking on 5 and getting banned, so you have to buy another copy.
Yes, that's a good point.
Just stop.
Upcoming releases: King's Bounty 2 on the PS4 on August 24. I Expect You to Die 2, The Spy and the Liar, coming to PSVR August 24, which I actually got very interested in. HOA, H-O-A, I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, PS4 and PS5 August 24. Aliens Fireteam Elite, that's the asymmetrical Aliens game, coming PS4 and PS5 on August 24. Psychonauts 2, coming to PS4 on August 25th. Baldo, The Guardian Owls, PS4 on August 27th. And Tormented Souls is coming to PS5 on August 27. Outside of I Expect You to Die 2, I don't know what any of that is. King's Bounty looked alright though. I saw a trailer hit my inbox the other day and I was like, ooh. Not for me though. Not a Betson game.
Yeah, not too much there. For me either.
Yeah. Anyways, big thank you everyone for joining us on this week's episode of For the Players. We appreciate you all taking the time out of your week to join the show. And as we said, big thank you to Demonic66 for the follow, Vicious for the sub, the Mullet Show for the gifted sub, to Kit108 who did also follow us today as well. So big thank you for the love over on the Twitches, and big thank you everyone that downloads the show. I was telling a friend yesterday, like the numbers on the pod have been are growing very, very well. And you know, I've said this sometime recently. The last like couple of months worth of shows have instantly skyrocketed to the most downloaded shows we ever do. Like we are the next episode constantly outdoes the last one, or you know, within that window. So it's so great. I don't know who's listening to it or who's downloading it where, but I really, really appreciate it.
Everyone's like, we're in lockdown. Fuck it.
Yeah, like it's in lockdown. I've got nothing else to do. I might as well listen to these fucking guys talk about PlayStation. So big thank you to everyone that does come to the show on Twitch every Saturday. Thank you to everyone that tells their friends to check it out, or downloads it onto some fucking one of those iPhones that are available at JB Hi-Fi. Walk up and touch it, put it in the podcast thing, and just have it auto download. That too is fine. Just thank you to everyone. Thank you for the support.
Put it on your Zune.
Yep. All right, Max, send this home.
All right, everybody. This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you'd like to take part in future conversations with us, or you'd have something that you want us to talk about and have a chat about, come and check out our socials. Facebook, Discord, Instagram, and Twitter. All of those links can be found on the description below.
If you want to join the conversation as it happens, head over to twitch.tv/thepopculturist, where you can watch us record this show live. We can jump in the chat and become part of the show. If you want to support the show, you can. Tell your friends, tell your family about this PlayStation pod. I've got my spot. If you are listening to us on podcast services, be sure to give us a 5-star rating and a written review. If you are listening to us on YouTube, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I endeavor to answer every single comment. If you want to support us financially, you can at patreon.com/thepopculturist, as well as our merchandise store, popculture.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. For those asking in the chat, did I buy the shirt?
Spoiler.
Spoiler, not yet. But
Not yet.
I am putting it into my cart as we speak. I'll keep you all updated for next week. But until then, I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And that was For the Players.